Good morning and welcome to your Thursday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to get you thinking and feeling and moving in new directions. And I don't know about by you, but by us, we have snow again. Not much, a couple of inches probably, but it is slippery out there, so we've been without snow for quite some time. Usually, at the worst, we're worried that we're not going to have snow for Christmas. Here we are, the middle of February, and we finally got snow. I mean, we've had some previous, but good morning, Mel. You are the first one on today. Yay, you. I know there have been several days where you've been kind of at the very end and didn't get to see much live. Good morning, Peggy. Welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. And I would assume that some of you are experiencing snow also, because there was a band that went through. So, yeah, so my friend Diane said it was a little bit slippery on her way to work, but not terrible, just a little bit. So, we again have a card from my brand new deck, the Denise Lynn Sacred Forest deck. I think the universe knew that I wanted to do this deck again. Good morning, Beth. Welcome. Glad you're here. And so it popped up again. So, and I just want to show you again that little door, that little portal. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. And it says to open energy portals of a higher dimension. And today we have a fun one. And I was thinking about that yesterday, because yesterday was one of those days where I churned from meeting to meeting to meeting. And good morning, yes, good morning, Janine. And yep, it's white here too. And interestingly, when I walked into the library here, I actually could see enough that I didn't have to have the flashlight on my phone on to find the light switch, because it's reflecting off the snow out there. We're getting enough moon reflection to allow for navigation without having to resort to the flashlight. I thought that was pretty good. So let's start with some breathing. Nice deep belly breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh, and I'm feeling the need to tap, so just a little bit of tapping right here on your chest. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Opening up to receiving this message today. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And in honor of our message today, let's do under the arms. Let's do the monkey, just because that's the most fun spot we get to tap when we're doing our EFT. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just bringing a little fun and joy into our lives. Good morning, Gwen. We are doing the monkey, under the arms. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, back to the chest. Okay, ready for our card for today. From my new deck, the Sacred Forest deck by Denise Lynn. And I'm actually reading a book of hers that's about cutting cords. So that kind of fits in with this too, because there's a part in this reading that's talking about the heaviness of being responsible. And so today we get elves, playfulness. We get some playfulness. I'm going to move it in closer so you can see in the background there all the little elves. And there she stands, and there's a little elf right at the base of her skirt messing around with her. Good morning, Joe and Neil. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. We have elves and playfulness today. Little crescent moon up there. All kinds of good stuff. So let's see what it has to say. Playfulness. The elves have invited you to dance with them under the stars and moonlight. The music begins and you twirl and leap with glee. Now, when was the last time, ladies, that you leapt with glee? Think about it. When did you leap with glee last? We got to get on with this stuff, right? We're getting a little behind here. Elves and fairies dance around you, and the wild spirit of the night fills you. All inhibitions dissolve, and you giggle with delight as the spirit of playfulness embraces you. So, I think back on my trip to Isla Mujeres. We had an ecstatic dance night when it was the full moon, and everybody was just doing their thing. When I mentioned that to other friends back here, the inhibitions kicked in. You could hear it. Oh, I don't think I could ever do that, that kind of a thing. And I'm like, when did we lose that playfulness? When did we let that go? Or when was it kind of wrestled from us? I mean, I think about being in school or being in church as a little kid, and we'd giggle and carry on, and my mother would give us the frown, and yeah. When did we lose that playfulness, that joyfulness, the fun? You know, walk outside the school doors, I'll race you home, and we'd take off running. When did we lose that? And what are we willing to do to regain it? What are we willing to do to regain it? Because as I look around the adults that I know, the ones who have the most fun, there we go, yep, the ones who had the most fun and were the most fun to be around were the ones who were playful. And yes, there were always those peers, because Cindy's talking about peer pressure here, looking down there, and I was like, oh, they're so loud, they're so this, they're so that. Can you, in the face of others' judgment like that, adulting, yes, in the face of others' judgment like that, still allow yourselves wild abandon, still allow yourselves fun? So for instance, my daughter who took off on her solo road trip, I know there are adults who are looking at her like, what is wrong with you? You should be working. You should be making a living. You should be finding a partner. You should be blah, 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 blah. She's having a wonderful time. A wonderful time. Meeting amazing people. She sends these pictures of all the dogs at the campground where she is because she loves dogs. She's dreadlocking everybody in the campground. She just swapped the other day, she just swapped dreadlocks for a woman for home cooked meals, so she's getting fed well. You know, all the things that are light, and yes, having fun without judging the judgers. Yes, because when we're pointing fingers, there's a whole bunch of fingers pointing back at us. Youth group, yes, youth group. When you get that irrepressible enthusiasm. And now sometimes you look around, and some of it I think is COVID fallout, and some of it I think is just this preparing to adult stuff. But as I watch the kids trudging to school, there are a lot of trudgers. There are those who are having fun, and they're like today they'll be throwing snowballs at each other, and they're kind of loud and laughing and carrying on, and you know, not walking nicely to school, spinning around, carrying on, chasing each other, all that stuff. Feeling that joy, feeling that energy. We need to capture more of that. So let's keep reading, shall we? Allow your inner child to play. Embrace your innocence. If you have been taking life too seriously, this card reminds you to lighten up. And don't you just hate it when someone tells you, lighten up? That is not the way to go about this. There's lots of ways to go about this. One of them can be in your car, when nobody else can hear you, when nobody else can see you. Do some stuff. Maybe you tell yourself a story in gibberish. Maybe you whistle. Maybe you put in the most outrageous CD you have. Do something that lightens things up a bit, okay? All that is required of you is to enjoy yourself. This next line was like, oop. If your responsibilities and hard work have clogged your life force energy, amen, baby. It's time to give yourself a break and have some fun. Nurture your spirit by doing something unexpected, madcap, or even silly. So when you hear those words, madcap and silly, what do you feel? Do you feel that little, ooh, I don't know if I can do that. Madcap and silly. It could be walking backwards. You're going to go to the mailbox and get the mail, walk backwards. Whatever it is, you could skip to the mailbox. Have you tried skipping lately? I still remember how. Unfortunately, alcohol helps unclog. And I think that's one of the reasons that people, good morning, Bobby, glad you are here. That's one of the reasons that people abuse alcohol, because they're trying to step out of this heavy, burdened mindset of work, 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 work. There's no play, blah, blah, blah. So, and I'll share one of my pieces. Bobby, for years now, has been working on me to make sound. And sound doesn't flow very easily for me. I've been working on this. Awesome, Lynn, fabulous. Enjoy Nashville. Sing along. Have fun. Little stuff, you know. Maybe it's going out in the snow and making a snowball and throwing a few snowballs yourself today, if you're living where I'm living. But having some fun. So, madcap and silly, try those on. The greatest gift that you can give the world is your joy. So even if you get those sour pusses who can't quite tolerate you being excited, let it go. Let it go. Think in your mind, it must suck to be them. They're having no fun. They're having no fun whatsoever. Think about that. It's not, and so then we can be kinder to the people who try to squelch our enthusiasm because they're holding themselves hostage in that mode. Set yourself free. Be an example for others of setting yourself free, okay? Like fairies, elves are diminutive beings that live in the forests, meadows, and hollowed-out tree trunks. There are accounts of elves throughout history and in every country in the world. Many people attest to having seen them playing in the woods. In some traditions, they are thought to be gleeful tricksters with a reputation for pranks and mischief. Allow this joyous energy into your day now. The spirit of the elves says, embrace your innocence. Let go of heavy responsibilities. Give yourself a break. Nurture your spirit by doing something fun. Joy is as important for sustaining yourself as the food you eat. Yes, I love doing that, singing in the car. And now they don't know what you're really doing, because how many people walk around with those things in their ears and they're talking to people, but nobody knows they're talking to people. You know, from my perspective, having been trained with mental illness, it's kind of like, okay, are they hearing voices? Well, yes, they are, but one's in their ear because they've got a thing in. So, yes, sing in the car. And if you turn and you notice they're looking at you like you're nuts, just wave and move on. And sometimes your joyfulness, your gleefulness can lighten them up a little bit. And maybe the rest of their day is a little bit more sunny. And maybe they go home and they talk about the nut job they saw in the car next to them who was flailing along with the music. Whatever it is, having some fun, being playful. Picking out some songs to listen to that you can't help but be joyful when you listen to them. If you have some of those songs, post them in the feed here. And then those of you who are going, I can't think of any, pick one of those out that someone posts in the feed and go look it up on YouTube. So I can't remember how you spell it, but it's the Muppets. Mana da 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 da. Mana da 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 da. And every time he gets out of line and wants to do something fun and playful, the two women puppets who are doing his harmony, his backup singing, are like, and so then he shapes it up for a little bit, and then he cuts loose again and just has an awesome time. So we need that. We need that awesome time. We need to set ourselves free, have some fun, etc. Even in terms of facial expression, when people are talking, do you notice how often they're just kind of flat? They might flip a hand once in a while. Cut loose, have some eyebrows flying around. Do something, right? Just try it. So Cindy posted the card. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. There is a reason, people, that the elves and playfulness are coming up at this moment. So there she is on the cusp of entering the dance with the elves. So today I call for you to enter the dance, to have some fun, to sing with joy. I'm going to be in the car on my way to get my hair cut, and so I stop looking like a mop, and I'll sing. So, Footloose, the theme from Footloose, absolutely, Lynn. That is a fabulous one. You cannot not get excited when you listen to that song, right? So, what else? Who else? What do you got? Put them on the feed. Let's get a nice long list of, we can make our own playlist of songs that make you playful. Even the name, playlist. Mana, there it is. Mana, yeah, love that one. It's so much fun. He's just irrepressible. He's going to have fun even if they're being stuffy. So, have an awesome Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow. There you go. That's another one. That fires things up. Absolutely. Good job, ladies. Keep it going. What are the things that we listen to that get us moving, that get us excited, that get us having fun? All right? See you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are, and there is the infamous link. Go for it. See you tomorrow. Bye.